Mark, fourth week of pre-season, is there more good indicators going ahead towards the new season?
Yeah, absolutely. Everything that we spoke about last week, Mick, has continued, and we've had another good week in the bag. And the boys are working really hard, and we're starting to see some shoots of fruition now.
A lot of the players I've spoken to personally seem to be really enjoying it. It does feel like the past is in the past, and the changes here are going to bear fruit on the trees. Yeah.
Listen, we talk about it a lot, and I never get sick of saying it. The past is for reference, not for residence, and we can't live in it, because if we do, we'll just get passed by, even more. So, we've referenced it, we've spoken about it, it's gone. We move on, and with the best version of ourselves we can be for the rest of 2022 and into 23.
I know we spoke about this a little bit last week, but what does culture mean to you?
That's a really good one. I could talk to you for hours on that, Mick. I could talk to you for hours on culture. To me, cultures are standards and behaviours that you're prepared to live by, and that's the short and curlies of it, really. Could break that down into hundreds and thousands of different things about what it means and what it looks like. But yeah, the message I've set across to the players is the standards and behaviours that you're prepared to live by daily.
Ultimately, it's all about sharing that common goal and everybody working towards that common goal, like you say on the doors, side before self.
Yeah, and the key is common. The common goal is that everybody wants the same thing, and they do. Believe me, they do. And that's from the offices up at Odsall to the cleaning lady that's just left about half an hour ago. She's a fan. We've just had a good natter and a cup of coffee, and she's told me about her feelings as well, which I think is really important. We're all in this together. The fans will feel the same way, I'm sure, and I can rest assured that the players and the staff at the club absolutely feel the same.
The players I've spoken to, Mark, seem to be hinting at a totally different Bradford Bull side in 2023. What they're actually going to see out on the field is sounding a lot more expansive, a lot more unstructured, a lot more off the cuff, a lot more positive.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we're aiming for. That's what we're aiming to create, and we've had a look back at ourselves. And whenever you review anything, Mick, you've got to look at yourself first. And I did that, the rest of the staff did that, and the players did that. And again, it was a common theme when we came back together that it wasn't good enough and things needed to change. So, we've put the wheels in motion, so to speak. It's going really well, but we're only 4 weeks in. We're not getting ahead of ourselves. There's a lot of hard work to be done in the gym, on the wrestling mats and the conditioning mats, and out there on the field as well. But really content and happy of where we are at this moment in time.
Is it a fair comparison to say what the supporters can expect is very similar to the Rowan Smith effect of 2016, where we move away from the sort of structured Jimmy Lowe's style of playing to this sort of flamboyant, off the cut, expansive, offloading the ball at will? And remember what Dane Chisholm, Kieran Moss did with those great tries. We're heading towards that style of play.
I see your angle of questioning, Mick, but no, because Jimmy Lowe's is in the past, Rowan Smith's in the past, and 2023 is all about this group of players and group of staff that we've got together. It's no one individual, that's about everybody. So I know the angle of the question, and what we can say, it's going to be different to 2022. It's got to be different to 2022 because as we've said numerous times, and sick of hearing it, sick of saying it, it wasn't good enough. We all know. So that's why 2023 has got to be different and will be different.
Jack Walker highlighted that you want him to play unstructured behind a Dec Pat and Jordan Lilly. Tom Holmes, off the back of good forward play. What's your thinking behind that? Is that playing to his strengths?
You missed Miles Lawford off there as well. Listen, I want Jack to be the best version of Jack he can be. And Jack, having known him a while, and got to know him a lot better over the last month, is so much better when he's only he's worried about him and what he's going to do. He doesn't need the weight of the world on his shoulders. He doesn't need pressure from anybody else, because he puts that on himself about his own performance and how he conducts himself day in, day out, and how he looks after his body and etc. So he's a great pro. He's a great person to have about the place. And is going to be good if we allow Jack to be the best version of Jack he can be. So that's what I've spoken to him about, and I'm looking forward to seeing it.
You asked me potentially to ask this week, any further update on the captain, vice captain and the leadership group?
Yes, all have been announced to the players. I rung my CEO and chairman on Tuesday evening and informed them of the decision we'd made, and then that should be announced in the next days, I would have thought, rather than weeks. Was it a tough decision to make, bearing in mind when you look at the new players, the new faces, the impacts that they're having on proceedings? Yeah, it was tough. Was it tough? Wasn't it tough? It was tough because there's only so many you need to put in that group without it becoming, pointless. The leadership group could have had 12 players in it, from the way I've seen them come back, the way they've conducted themselves. A lot of people put their hands up. Some people actually asked to be in the group that haven't got in the group, but some young people as well who you wouldn't think of wanting to be in that group. So again, they're really eager to take on the mantra of a leader. I've had a chat with all the people that didn't get in the group that wanted to be in it, explain my reasons why, and also explain that I still want them to lead by their actions rather than the words as well. So everybody was totally on board, and the captain and the vice captain got a big round of applause from all his peers in the room on Tuesday night, and it's been very, very much warranted, both accolades. How heartening is it that you've had so many people wanting to become leaders in your team? Yeah, I think we spoke about this a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? About when you're in the mire and things are not going right, and you turn around, you want leaders to stand up. Maybe it's something we struggled with last year. We had a group of leaders, but in between the leaders and the youth, we had some people that could have done a little bit more, maybe. What we've got this year is a group of people that all want to be leaders, whether that be part of the leadership group or whether that be leaders through actions, and I'm heartened by that. Just on to Odsal, Mark. I know you probably won't forgive me for mentioning this stat, but worst home record in close to 30 years since the great Peter Fox had to take Bradford Northern to Hull KR to keep Bradford Northern in the Stonesborough Championship. How are you going to address that in 2023? Because the message from the players is they do want Odsal to be a fortress again. Yeah, of course we do. Of course we do. And there's different things behind Odsal and different reasons that certain people, they probably won't be on the top 5 favourite grounds, for different reasons. I'm not interested in that. We've just got to find a way of playing there, winning there, and more importantly, entertaining our fans there, because they pay their hard-earned money, and we all know the current climate and situation with money and things nowadays. So anybody that pays the money to come to that ground deserves to be entertained and deserves to sit in a stadium that looks and represents value for money. And the club are working hard towards that, and we've got to play our part by getting the product on the field right. What's the latest on the academy? We know at the recent fans forum, Jason Hurst, the club CEO, said there will be significant investment, 6 figures, £100,000 will be being paid into the academy to fund the academy, because obviously clubs do have to self-fund. We know the club has just recently gone through that mini licensing process. What's the latest for those fans that perhaps didn't have the benefit of attending that fans forum? The latest is we've just appointed some new staff into the academy. So Ryan Hunkin's taken over as head of youth, and he's doing a great job. He's 2 weeks in, and is to do pile on his desk was very, very big when he walked in, and he's been working towards that, and he's got the full support of all the coaches. Lee's still there with the under-18s, and we've appointed Martin Oxbury as our under-16s head coach as well. So there's been plenty of change in there. I've been privileged to see what the academy have been doing in and around here, because we've structured our week so that we overlap now and again. So if you ever see this place on a Monday evening, it's absolutely chaos. There's upwards of 80 people in this building at once, and we sweat the whole place, pardon the pun, because there is sweat dripping off the walls at times. But it allows the young blokes in the academy to see what the first team are doing and what they've got to do to be able to reach that. And it also allows us to familiarise ourselves with some of the young blokes in the academy as well, and make sure we're keeping eyes and tabs on them. So it's going real well. The licensing process is running its course, and there's lots of things to tick and tweak to make that right. But yeah, Ryan's well on his way with it, and he's got everybody's full support.
On the back of Hulkinson Rovers and Castleford getting their elite licence reinstated, how confident are you that the Bradford Bulls come May will be joining Hulkinson Rovers and Castleford?
I don't think Hulkinson Rovers or Castleford will have any impact on us getting our licence, mate. Again, we've got to be the best version of us we can be, and that's Bradford Bulls Academy. It doesn't matter what anybody else has done. The Bradford Bulls Academy have got to tick the relevant boxes that the RFL wants us to tick, and then we've got to not just tick boxes. We've got to do things with meaning and purpose as well. So it's no good putting things in place because you're told to do it. You need to put things in place that add value to both our academy, our club, and our community as well, because it's really important that we stay connected to our community.
Just finally, Mark, any update on potential recruitments, an update on Mr. Apple, who's obviously waiting visa clearance?
You've been sat waiting for that one, haven't you? Yeah, there's some things in the pipeline coming, hopefully, touch wood. There should be some news next week, I would have thought, on another potential signing. There's a lot going on still. There's a lot of things in the fire. And yeah, Mr. Appo's his visa application is in the hands of the people that deal with that, and we're just waiting for the outcome so we can get him on a plane and show him the frost and the ice of Bradford and West Yorkshire.
You're not expecting any issues with his visa?
Never expect issues, Mick, but if they arise, we'll deal with them best we can.
Cheers, Mark.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.